So we're gonna continue our question for at least and at most conditions. So only at this part, the coin part or the coin sample space get a bit confusing. So for at least or at most, so we know the meaning of the word at least. If not, so we can use कम से कम, as in कम से कम इतना तो आना ही चाहिए. We have heard our parents telling us कि यार कम से कम 70% ले, और we can use the frame where we can say कि कम से कम इतना तो रखना. So here if it is given for at least or at least means कम से कम and at most means ज्यादा से ज्यादा. So at least and at most, it is the most simple thing. If you can understand it, at least कम से कम, at most ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा. So if our condition is given to obtain at least one head, if our condition is given to obtain at least one head, so what it would mean कि at least one head यानी कम से कम एक हेड तो होना ही चाहिए. So that means कि एक हेड तो होना ही चाहिए. एक से ज्यादा रहेगा तो भी चलेगा. As in, if it is more than one head, it is also okay, but at least one head should be there. So in our sample space, here we have two heads. So एक है, एक से ज्यादा चलेगा. So we can take this. So head and head. Then again एक हेड तो चाहिए. So head and tail. But here we don't have even a single head. So at least यानी कम से कम एक head we need, therefore we cannot take the fourth condition. But if it is given कि at most one head, so at most means ज्यादा से ज्यादा, या as in ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक head आना चाहिए. It means if एक भी head नहीं आ रहा, if there is no head, then also it is fine with our condition. So at most one head, as in here we have two heads, but अपन को कितना चाहिए, ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक head. So if it is required only one head at the most, we cannot take this condition into consideration. So hence we are left with our answers: head and tail, tail and head, and tail and tail. So to include tail and tail, because at the most as in ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक head, at the max one head, but if there is no head available, it is fine with us. Therefore the condition tail and tail is included. Again we'll finish it by writing number of elements. So 1, 2 and 3, and again here number of elements 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So after understanding the concept for coins, now we jump on to the next sample, dice. Now if you are considering just one single die, so here the answers for a sample space will be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We cannot obtain any more further numbers like 0 or any number which is greater than 6. So here the total number of elements in our sample space are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So therefore number of sample space will be 6 in case of one dice. But if you are considering two dices, here the sample space changes. For example, if you think about it for a moment, the sample space, for example, if you are obtaining a number 1 on the first dice and again a number 1 on the second dice, the sample space changes to 1, 1. But if you are obtaining a number 1 on the first dice but number 2 on the second dice, so here the sample space changes from 1, 1 to 1, 2, and this can move further on till 1, 6. But it is not necessary to obtain 1 on the first dice. It can sometimes turn out to be 2. So if it is 2 on the first dice and 1 on the second dice, then if we move further on in the same sequence and pattern, we can go till 2, 6, and this pattern continues till 3,1, 4,1, 5,1, 6,1, and this goes on till 3,6 or 4,6, 5,6 and 6,6. So here the sample space is quite complicated, or you can say quite more than compared to one die. So here if we count the numbers properly, so here 1, 2, 3, 4 till 6 we are going, and down the row if we look at it, so there are again 6 numbers. So 6 into 6, the sample space turns out to be 36. So for one dice the number of sample space is 6, and for 2 dice the number of sample space is 36. I hope you understood the concept of probability for coins and dice. If you have any doubts, you can comment down below. Stay tuned for more videos and subscribe and like our channel. Thank you.